Hey guys, it has been so long since I filmed. Buddy, go lay down or you're gonna get kicked out. He literally looks so goofy. Buddy, go sit down. It has been so long since I filmed. I don't know if the lighting in here is good. I feel like it looks really red. I don't know. I can't tell. I'll probably watch this back and hate it. We're just gonna do it. I've been dreading this video, honestly, because I just don't really feel like complaining for however long this video is, because that's basically all this video is going to be. And because I pushed it off for so long, I am pretty much done with this pregnancy, so it's gonna be a second and third trimester update. I have been keeping track of all my symptoms, like in my notes, and my phone's about to die, so that's awesome. All right, we're just gonna jump right into it and start with the second trimester. The second trimester, honestly, sucked. Everyone always says the second one is like the best, and for me it's been my third, and that is saying something because even my third has sucked. But it started off, I was still super nauseous and throwing up, and it like probably maxed out at around like 20 weeks where it was like really bad, and then it slowly got better, probably, I don't know, around like 23 weeks. Like after that point I didn't throw up again, and like my nausea was getting significantly better, and it did eventually go away. And then I also in my last video talked about how I was feeling very faint a lot, and that was picking up as the nausea was leaving. The faint feeling was getting like way worse, and I had suspected that it was low blood pressure, and that's exactly what it was. Apparently when you're around 20 weeks pregnant, that's like the lowest your blood pressure is, and so I was just feeling super faint all the time because of that. And so there's really nothing I could do about it. It did get better, I want to say probably right around, I don't know, like 24-ish weeks, but then it picked back up again around like 26-ish weeks, and I'll get back to that. The next symptom, again, is a symptom that I mentioned in my last video, and it's having like super itchy skin, and basically just on my legs and like sometimes on my arms. Less on my arms, mostly on my legs. But that was continuing to happen, and it was like really bad, and it comes in waves, like where like for a week I'll have super itchy legs and then the next week I won't. Like right now I literally have bruises all over my legs from last week when I was scratching them like a crazy person, but I haven't had it at all this week. So there's like, it's so random. I definitely don't think it's cholestasis. I did get my blood drawn, and I'm pretty sure that that's what they tested for, and like it wasn't that or anything. So I don't think it's anything dangerous. I just don't even know why it's happening, and I'm hoping that once I give birth that just doesn't come back. The next symptom is acid reflux. Oh my god, has this been the worst acid reflux I've had in all 3 of my pregnancies. Yeah, it's just been horrible. I can like not eat anything remotely spicy, 0 red sauce. I can't eat pizza or like spaghetti, nothing. Like it triggers it so bad. Anything that like triggers your acid reflux, I absolutely, if I eat it, I will die. Oh, something I forgot to mention in my last video that was happening was that I was feeling the baby kick. I felt the baby kick very early. I'm wanting to say around like 12 weeks, just like little flutters, and then it progressively got like more intense. And he is such an active baby, he moves all the time, and so I got to feel him move a lot. He still moves. Now he's so big that he just breaks my ribs. I have really bad acid reflux right now. I literally had pizza for dinner. That's why I'm like doing that. Like I said, I can't eat it. I still ate it, and now I'm suffering. Another thing I wanted to mention that I found out in my appointment, I guess it would have been like my 20-week appointment, whenever that was that my placenta, well, it's something I already knew. My placenta is anterior, so it's like it's like on my stomach, like on the, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's anterior. and it was also super low, and I had placenta previa, which is when your placenta like covers your cervix, in like the very beginning of my pregnancy. But by the time I had my anatomy scan, it needed to move up 2 centimeters, and by my anatomy scan it had moved up to 2.1 centimeters, and I was in the clear, so that's all fine now. My placenta is like far enough away from my cervix for like vaginal delivery and stuff to be safe. So I don't remember if I mentioned any of that in my last video or not. But another symptom is just Braxton Hicks. I've had these since pretty early on in my pregnancy as well, and I feel like they've gotten so much more intense this pregnancy. And I did like look it up, and like that is a thing where like the more pregnancies you have, the more like intense your Braxton Hicks contractions can get. And I feel like these ones are a little intense. They don't hurt or anything, they're just like super tight. I don't know. Oh, the next symptom, I don't know if I mentioned this in my last video either. In Blakely's pregnancy, I had SPD, and I have it really, really bad in this pregnancy as well. But basically, when you are nearing labor, your body like releases a hormone called relaxin, and it just helps like loosen your ligaments so that like when you give birth, you know, it just helps you give birth, whatever. When you have SPD, oh my god, I can't talk, hold on. When you have SPD, which stands for like symphysis pubic dysfunction something, I don't know. Basically your body produces that too early, and then your ligaments are too loose, and your pubic bone is like not held together like it's supposed to, and it moves unevenly, and it's extremely painful. It literally feels like you're walking on a broken pelvic bone. So I have that again this pregnancy, and it's like 10 times worse, and it started very early. Like with Blakely, I didn't get it till the end of my pregnancy, which is pretty common, but this time it started at around 10 weeks, and it was just kind of sore, and then like got super bad at around 20 weeks to the point where like I could barely walk. It was like right around Easter. I remember that because I was in so much pain trying to chase the kids around on Easter. It was like impossible. And then it kind of got better for a second there, and then right around like 30 weeks it just got really bad again, and it's to the point now where it doesn't just hurt like in the front of my pubic bone, but like my tailbone. It's like literally like it wraps around, and it's so painful. And it's mostly just like really bad at night and like in the morning, but it's like kicking my butt, and Drew literally has to like drag me out of bed because I can't freaking move because everything hurts so freaking bad. Another symptom I've had is insomnia. Haven't been able to sleep very well. Some nights I would literally stay up all night long. Like there was one day Drew caught me at like 5 a.m. just like doing laundry because I couldn't fall asleep, and I was just like, okay, I'm wasting my time laying here in bed, so I just started like doing random stuff. Another thing is he gets the hiccups all the time. That is like one of my favorite parts of pregnancy, is the little baby hiccups. They're so fun. Another symptom I've had is that I've been so freaking emotional, and I had a good story about like something funny that I was like crying over, but I don't remember what it was. Oh, it wasn't like that bad, but it was me thinking about Greyson turning 5. Like literally Drew caught me just sobbing one day, and he was like, what is the matter? And I'm like, Greyson's gonna be 5, and I was like a complete mess, and he was like Oh, the next symptom is just like my back and spine pain. Again, I think this is pretty much just caused from my SPD and like my pelvic bone like moving unevenly, but my like the bottom of my spine hurts so freaking bad. And I freaking tripped over a rug like a few weeks ago. I didn't like fall or anything, but I like tripped over it, and like catching myself, it just hurt so bad. And ever since then, like it has just absolutely messed up my back, and it hasn't been the same ever since. But the next thing I was going to talk about was the fact that in my last video I talked about how I was craving like only salty things, and that has completely switched, and now I crave a ton of sweets. I've literally been baking cookies every single night. I also, anytime I use like my ab muscles, get this like really weird feeling. I can't even describe it. It's almost like a tingling feeling in like the side, like whatever part of my ab muscle that I like use or flex or whatever. So I like don't use my ab muscle, or I try to avoid it because it just feels so insanely weird. I don't even know how to describe it. I've also been nesting like crazy, and that's all I've been doing recently, and especially now, which I'll get into that. I had my appointment today, and there's a lot of updates from that appointment, but after that appointment I'm like in like go mode because I'm like, I need to get all this stuff done before he gets here. Another symptom though that I've been having a ton is that I've been having heart palpitations, and that is really just because I have anemia, which I don't think I've mentioned that yet in this video, but I do have anemia, and it's pretty bad, and so I just have to take like 2 iron supplements a day, but it like causes my heart to palpitate a lot, and it's just not a fun symptom. And it also makes my lips so pale, so I've been having to like put like lip tint on to make me not look like I'm dead. And yeah, it's just not been a fun one. And that's also why like now my like fainting dizziness is from that. Like I feel like still feel faint and dizzy from time to time, and it's because of my anemia, but usually after I take my iron I feel like way better. And it also like gets worse if I'm like outside and I'm like hot. And pregnancy in the summer is just no freaking joke, and all 3 of my babies have been summer babies, and I really tried to avoid that this time around, but it didn't work out that way, and here I am having a baby in the freaking depths of summer. Like I just can't freaking do it. I will never do it again. Knock on wood, because I said that last time. Another symptom I've been having is just like back pain, and like I get the lower back pain from my SPD, but my like upper back hurts too, just from like the weight of my belly just like constantly straining my back. Sorry if you hear that noise, it's my chair hitting the closet door. I'm trying not to move, but I'm like, I talk with my hands and then my chair moves and then it hits the door and it makes noise, and I'm sure that's really annoying and distracting. I'm really trying not to move. I've also just been super freaking hot. I know I mentioned that already in my last video, that I was like super hot and sweaty all the time, but as summer has progressed and the weather just keeps getting warmer, that just keeps getting worse. We literally have to keep it like 65 in my house, or else I am like drenched in sweat and like contracting because I'm like overheated. It's just not a good time. I freaking hate being pregnant in the summer. The worst. I've also been having a ton of rib pain because he is in my ribs and he is head down, and so he just kicks me in the ribs all day long, and it's like so extremely painful. But basically I did want to give an update on my appointment today, because I did have my 36-week appointment today, and they wanted to do a growth check on him because my stomach was measuring small, which I do not feel like my stomach is small at all. I definitely feel the largest out of all of my pregnancies. Like I feel massive, and I feel like he is massive, and I've said that since literally the beginning. But my appointment today confirmed that he is in the 65th percentile, which isn't like too bad, but he's already 6 pounds 10 ounces. Like that is crazy, because Greyson was 6'9" at birth at 40 weeks. I'm 36 weeks in one day, and he has surpassed that. So he's gonna be a chunky monkey unless he decides to come in like a week. He's probably gonna be bigger than even Blakely was, so that's a little scary, but he's nice and healthy. He's so chunky. His cheeks are so chunky. I want to squeeze them. I'm very excited to see what he looks like, who he looks like, if he comes out just looking, you know, maybe he doesn't really favor me or Drew and he just looks like his own little person. I don't know. It's just gonna be so exciting to see. At my appointment, I also found out that I am 3, almost 4 centimeters dilated. So that's freaking awesome. I really, really, really hope that I go into labor on my own and I don't have to be induced at 39 weeks, because I'm not going past 39 weeks, especially knowing how big he is, that it just will simply not happen. I really hope he comes on his own. I'm trying not to like get too excited about that, just because like with Gray and Blakely, more so Gray, I dilated pretty early, and like I had to be induced on my due date. Like he never came on his own. And then with Blakely, I was 4.5 centimeters like when I went in to get induced, even though like that was a little bit later in pregnancy. So like, I don't know, I'm not trying to get my hopes up. Everyone's like, oh no, you're definitely gonna go before then, but like they said that with Gray too, and like I said, I still had to be induced. So I'm not getting my hopes up that he's like gonna come on his own, but I'm really, really hopeful that that's what he decides to do, because I would love that. I've never gone into labor like on my own. And then this is a TMI kind of symptom, but I have been losing my mucus plug as well, so I'm really just hoping, I'm like crossing my fingers that he decides to come. I have 1 more week until he's full term, although like he would be fine if he came out right now, but like he needs to stay in for at least 1 more week and then he's free to come out. So after next week, I want him just out. I am so freaking pumped to meet him. I also just need this week to like deep clean my entire house, because we finally have his little bedroom set up, which I'll definitely show you guys in another video. But now I just need to deep clean the entire house before he comes, and that is another reason why like my nesting has like really kicked in, because I'm like, oh crap, he could be here like really, really fast. So I'm just super excited to see him. I'm super excited for him to come here, and as long as I don't like give birth in the car or like have to have a C-section, I'm feeling really good about this birth. I'm not super nervous, and yeah, I just hope that everything like goes smooth. Oh, I already know that this is not gonna be a good angle, but we're gonna do a bump date. I am absolutely massive. This is my bump at 36 weeks and 1 day. That's what I am today. But here is the bump. He's massive. He's a freaking mammoth. But yeah, that is going to be everything for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I really tried to talk fast so that this wouldn't be super long, so we'll see how long this video is. But I think the next video you guys see will probably end up being my birth vlog, because I don't know like what else I would film in between that, and I keep saying I'm gonna like catch up on vlogs and do this and do that, and I'm just like it just never ends up happening. Like stuff always comes up, and because I'm going to be like cleaning like a crazy person, I know that like I'm just not gonna have the time to edit videos and stuff. So I really think the next video you guys see is going to be a birth vlog, which is crazy but so exciting. So if you are already subscribed to my channel, click the like button because that helps me out a lot. Maybe leave a comment if you want, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.